So here it is, the iPhone 12. I got mine around a month or so ago, and it's been my daily phone ever since. I was hesitant to upgrade from my iPhone 11 Pro, so that is the reason why I didn't get it in the very beginning. So yes, I guess you can all say I was a little late to the party. Let's start off with the design. The design of the iPhone 12 certainly brings back memories and nostalgia to a lot of people. The flat edges do give us a throwback to the iPhone 5 with its aluminum body. It's not for everyone, it's either a hate or love, but I am certainly one who loves it. The flat edges just makes it so much easier to hold on to and grip in the hand. And I've always found the 10 and 11 series to be a little hard and uncomfortable to hold at times, especially with a case on. Moving on to the display. Across the lineup this year, Apple has finally made all of the displays on this year's iPhones OLED. If you aren't familiar, OLED stands for Organic LED, and it brings you deeper blacks, richer colors, and more contrast. Last year's regular iPhone 11 and the years before, 10R, was sporting an LCD display with a lower resolution. Not to say that's a bad thing, Apple's LCDs are always great and color accurate, but if this is something you care about, it is something to look into. You can't tell if you're looking at them side by side, but for most people, this may not be an issue to them. As a content creator, I always look at my phone's display, I take photos, edit them, and film 4K footage on my iPhone. Having a screen that is color accurate and vibrant is my priority. What's another priority, of course, is the camera. Now this is the part where I'll go a little more in-depth and geek out a little bit on. Apple in every iPhone release, they always have some sort of improvement to the camera, whether it may be larger sensors, smart HDR, and so forth. But this year's iPhone took a major leap and I've never been so satisfied. Compared to the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro, there isn't too much of a change, since some of the features on the iPhone 12 were first introduced on the iPhone 11 series. But I cannot stop fanboying about Dolby Vision HDR and Apple Pro RAW. This was the main reason why I decided to pick this phone up. Dolby Vision HDR basically is the ability to shoot 10-bit 4K HDR footage, which gives videos recorded on the iPhone 12 series a broader palette of color to work with and a greater range of light and dark. Now on the iPhone, you can finally shoot RAW in the native camera app. Apple Pro RAW is only available on the iPhone 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max, but with the iPhone 12, I've been using Moment's Pro Camera app to shoot RAW, and I've been using this app since my iPhone XS to shoot RAW. This year, night mode has moved across to all of the camera lenses rather than before only being on the regular wide lens. Night mode is now available on the ultra-wide and telephoto lenses, as well as the front camera, and available when you shoot time lapses, which is very useful when you want to shoot a night to day or vice versa time lapse. Now, this is something I am sure all of you guys are curious about. How is the battery on the iPhone 12? As I mentioned before, the battery on this year's lineup is smaller than last year's, mainly because of the thinner frame. I've been able to get through a day with at least 30 to 40% in the evening. I'd say I am a moderately heavy user with schoolwork, communicating, and filming things here and there. If you are a heavy user, not to mention someone who has a 5G planned, it is best to spend a little bit more for the Pro Max. Otherwise, the battery on the 12 and 12 Pro may be a little bit mediocre to some. I tend to just leave my phone on low battery mode all the time, and out of the worry that my phone may die sooner than expected, it is something for me to have a little peace of mind of. Another big thing with this year's iPhone lineup is, of course, 5G. Here in Canada, our carriers are slowly starting to support 5G, but we don't have anything fancy like ultra-wideband in the United States. When I'm in downtown Toronto, my phone is always at 5G and the speeds are wicked fast. Up here in the GTA and the suburban areas, 5G does show up here and there. However, 5G wouldn't and shouldn't be your main reason to upgrade to the new iPhones this year. It's going to be a little longer until 5G is implemented and available to everyone. So that was my general rundown and review of the iPhone 12. But I am still a student, and besides from shooting vlogs, YouTube videos, and photography, I use my phone differently when I'm in school, online, and in person. The iPhone 12 is just like any other phone. It can be a great study companion, but it can also be a major distraction. During school, my phone is mainly on silent and do not disturb, and that also tends to stretch my battery life, as I try to avoid being on my phone when I'm in school or studying. The phone handles productivity like a champ. Uploading PDFs and snapping pictures of the whiteboards is a no-brainer, and I can always rely on it to get things done. Google Meet, FaceTime, and Zoom calls are sharp and clear thanks to the 12-megapixel front camera, and speakers are crystal clear and sound amazing. When it's at full volume, this phone is impressively loud. I'll do a What's on my iPhone for 2021 and my favorite productivities app videos in the coming week, so stay tuned for that. So in conclusion, that is my full review of the iPhone 12. This is an amazing iPhone for everyone, but if anyone were to ask me which iPhone to upgrade to, it is most definitely going to be the 12 this year. I very much love the 12 and I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything if I were to get the 12 Pro. Compared to last year, the regular iPhone 11 and 11 Pro did have significant pros and cons, but Apple made this year's iPhones equally as great. The 12 will not disappoint. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you found this video to be helpful, leave a like and subscribe for more. Thank you all for the continued support, and I hope this year we'll reach 1,000 subscribers. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, and cheers to the new year. I will see you guys around soon.
So tell you.